I love Tesler. Welcome back to the horror show, folks. This is a political video slash car review, I guess truck review if you want to get really specific about it. And I know what you're thinking. What could possibly be worth talking about at a time when Donald Trump is attempting to dismantle the Department of Education through rapid fund slashing, using an ancient act to deport people without any due process, last used by America in World War II to put Japanese people in concentration camps, and nuking desegregation policy, not the Civil Rights Act, just desegregation policy, you know, to send a message. That message being, Trump doesn't like desegregation policy. I'll tell you what's worth talking about by stating a statement that is the least shocking statement in the history of statements. Cybertrucks are death traps. I am so shocked right now. 46,000 Tesla Cybertrucks are getting recalled because the exterior panels are not on there too well, meaning they very well could fly off when you're driving down the interstate. That's rough. Imagine how embarrassing it would be to get final destinationed by one of these abominations. You know what I'm personally thinking about right now? Wobbly wheel? Wobble wheel? What is it? Wompy wheel, that's what it is. Yeah, Tesla had to do a recall a couple years back because on some models, the wheels didn't really stay on there too well. Sometimes wheel just flies off of the car. It's Wompy wheel. I feel like the name should tell you everything you need to know. And yes, this Wompy wheel syndrome did cause car crashes. Actually, we got a slight correction here. About 30,000 Teslas in China were recalled. The same problem was present in these Tesla models that were driven in America, but instead of recalling the American Teslas, they just wrote it out and refused to cover any damages and just kind of blamed the drivers. Even though this recall existed in China, they just told American drivers that this was all due to driver-inflicted wear and tear. Even for brand new Teslas that had like 200 miles on them. My question is, why the fuck did you name it Wompy Wheel Syndrome? Uh-oh, my car just killed somebody because of Wompy Wheel. Anyways, I have been having a good laugh when I see people complaining about their Cybertrucks getting vandalized. Don't get it twisted. I do not condone vandalizing Cybertrucks. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. But for the more serious instances of vandalism, the ones that include Molotov cocktails, the government now considers this vandalism to be straight up domestic terrorism. Just because this bozo is buddies with the president, by the way. Just so we're clear on this, shooting up a school, not terrorism. Storming the Capitol with hopes of overturning an election, not terrorism. Bring those patriots home. Now, damaging a product that was made by a company that the president's best buddy owns? Terrorism. Prison. El Salvadorian prison. I'm not joking. Trump actually suggested that. You know, these bumper stickers, we bought this before we knew Elon was crazy. I get it with like a 10-year-old Tesla. Not a lot of people knew about this guy in 2015. But 99% of people who have this sticker, they need to get a new one that is reworded. He's been terrible for quite some time now. Before we knew, do not drag us into this. This is on you. You were just unobservant. But in general, for like actual Teslas and not Cybertrucks, like we're all on a political journey. You know, whatever. You might have started your political journey really recently and you got a really good deal on an electric vehicle and you just happen to not know much about Elon Musk. But if you bought one post Twitter purchase, you were on some thin ice, Buster. But the other day I saw a Cybertruck with that. My brother in Christ, that ship has sailed. That has got to be the most pathetic plea, the most pathetic virtue signal, the most pathetic bit of theater to stop somebody from vandalizing your Nazi mobile that I have ever seen in my entire life. You thought that you could trick a 19-year-old anarchist with a Molotov cocktail by pulling this liberal-ass bullshit? Come on now, get a grip. If you own one of these cars, everyone on the road thinks you're a doofus. Everyone thinks that you suck. There's no way around it. It is fun watching people complain about all this stuff, but it is more fun watching people on the internet document how awful of cars these are. You know me, I thought I'd share some of them with you. Speaking of Wompy Wheel, check this video out. Are the Cybertruck rims defective? Yeah, I think they might be defective. I think that might be a good call. Oh man. Jesus Christ.
All right. Show y'all Cybertruck. I don't know what type of steel they made. If it's some type of special.
That looks like aluminum. That looks like very cheap aluminum.
Crumbles. This one broke off with the lugs and stuff still attached. It almost broke off in a perfect circle. I'm pretty sure that they're not supposed to break off in a perfect circle like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to do that.
It's concerning.
Let's see how many hits with a hammer it takes to get through the Cybertruck window.
Okay. Hey, that kind of reminds me of when Elon tried to prove that the windows were unbreakable and then he broke a window.
Here started to peel up, and I think it might all just come off.
It appears as if that is glued on there. Elon Musk is like Danny DeVito and Matilda, you know, the super glue. My audience remembers Matilda, right? We've all watched Matilda. Oh God, is Matilda now a deep cut?
That is not acceptable, dude. You just glued your truck together. That's not okay. 3 fingers. That is not okay.
So, very interesting that we watched this video. Those are some of the pieces that fly off. It is very much unacceptable, and I'm very glad that Cybertrucks are getting recalled. I can only imagine how terrifying it would be if that thing flew off on the interstate and smashed your car window. That sounds horrifying. I have always had this opinion. It has been reaffirmed as of recently. If you don't have this opinion, I hope that this is a come to Jesus moment. If you see a Tesla on the road, get away from it. Don't be next to it. You know, if you see a Cybertruck ahead of you on the interstate, back up a little bit. Let a couple cars pass. You know, safe distance. Okay. Last one of these. Amazing video. Is worth the wait, I promise.
With just a software update, the Tesla Cybertruck frunk is way safer. We witnessed it destroy a ton of vegetables, and then post-update did nothing.
We all know that bananas are just like fingers. We know this.
Let's try something a little bit bigger first, like my arm. Very easy. It put a little bit of pressure.
Ooh la la.
Nothing too bad. How about my hand? That's getting a little bit scarier.
We want to see the finger. He's gonna do the finger. He's gonna do the finger.
Without further ado.
Doesn't that look painful? Doesn't that look horrible?
I feared for my finger for a second, not gonna lie. That's kind of bad.
Yeah, I think it needed another update. Isn't this an absolutely beautiful video? Honestly, shout out to this person for actually putting his finger in there. That is bold. This is not a good week for Tesla. Investors are pulling. Tesla owners are ditching their vehicles. Tesla stock is down 50% since December. They lost $800 billion in market value. Musk himself lost a little under a quarter of his entire net worth. Between all this Doge stuff, the tariffs that have been tanking the economy, and, you know, the my heart goes out to you Nazi salute. Elon Musk and by extension Tesla have completely lost the post-election windfall. I know that you all are extremely worried about Elon Musk and how he's going to fare through all this, but don't worry because Donald Trump's Tesla commercial is not fully kicked in yet. Just wait for that to kick in. Let's watch. White House in the background and everything.
He's never asked me for anything.
Oh, he's never asked for anything.
That's beautiful. This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer.
Everything's computer. Man, I hate Donald Trump, but if he doesn't give some fucking banger vocal stems, oh my God.
Piece of imagination. I think I have a great imagination. Who else but this guy would design this, and everybody on the road is looking at it. It's amazing, actually. As soon as I saw
That's not always a good thing. You say that like it's a good thing.
Well, would have never happened if I was president. So it's a very sad thing. Thank you all very much. I love Tesla.
2 vocal stems unlocked in one video. I love Tesla. This is incredible. I love their plan so much. They are associating Teslas as a brand with right-wing lunacy and are out here acting like fucking Meemaw and Peepaw are gonna go and buy a Cybertruck. Remember when conservatives loved gas-guzzling monstrosities? If Kentucky resident Alan Chudman, who works down at the Home Depot and is extremely problematic, went out and bought a Cybertruck, all of his equally problematic coworkers would stuff him in his break room locker. They would spit in his food and call him a nerd. It's universal. The average reaction to this dumbass car is a cold grimace. Y'all think a God-fearing Republican would ever drive this thing? They want a Ford F-150 or at the very fucking least a truck that doesn't snap in half when you do truck stuff with it. I originally thought that Elon Musk buying Twitter only to turn it into a bot-filled Nazi graveyard was one of the dumbest business decisions ever. But now I'm starting to rethink my order. I guess we'll wait to see in a couple years, but this is like so fucking dumb. Also, Donald Trump with the advertisements, man. I'm sorry, if you are elected or even appointed to an office, you should not be advertising things. I should not see your ass on TikTok Shop. I gotta show you this.
I got for my whole family. If you want to improve your hand-eye coordination and stay in good shape.
That shouldn't be allowed! How are you gonna be the head of a department in selling shit on TikTok Shop? Get the fuck out of there! What fucking universe are we living in? Okay, sure, he did this ad before he took his position as Secretary of Health. Counterpoint. This man was running for President of the United States. At the time of this video, he was already picked for Secretary of Health. How is he this broke? Does he have gambling debts? Purge the videos. Just as a general rule of thumb, I go ahead and assume that if RFK is trying to sell me anything, it's the worm talking. He wants to put a worm in your brain. Do not fucking listen to the worm. I'm getting sidetracked. Stay safe out there. Stay worm free. I know I have a lot of Cybertruck drivers in my community, so make sure that your panels are glued on super tight. Show me my patrons. Thank you.